term family owned and operated once meant that a family worked together to create a legacy. It represented that their family name, and it was often passed down generation after generation. Of course, over time, it was used and overused and became more of a marketing strategy. I want everyone to know that there is a place in Reno that exemplifies what it once meant. Don't be surprised when you pull up to Mr. Hubcap Wheel and Tire Center and one of our next father and son team install your wheels and tires themselves. Devin from Mr. Hubcap Wheel and Tire Center is here with us in the studio today. And Devin, personally, I couldn't enjoy more or love more supporting a family-run business. And I know a lot of our listeners out there that feel the same way. How did your family get into the wheel and tire business anyway?
Well, good morning, Mitch, and thank you. The business was opened in Reno here in 1984. Originally, we only sold hubcaps, which eventually led into new and used wheels, and we also do new tires, too. We've always been family-owned and operated, and we pride ourselves in that.
Well, and you can tell when you walk in that it's personal, that it means something, that, it's as if I feel like it means that if you run into somebody in a store that it matters how they feel about you. And you get really that sensation when you walk in. And, when I drove up, your dad was torquing a lug nut by hand. I mean, I thought that they use power wrenches these days, but, when I started to talk to him about that, he had a whole, scenario for me about how much better it is to do it the old-fashioned way and torque them by hand with the proper machinery. You want to tell us a little bit more about that? Why you do it that way?
Well, we use the torque wrench, to make sure the job's done right, and we don't want to over-tighten your lug nuts on your car, nor do we want to leave them too loose.
It takes a little bit more physical effort than using a push a button and it tightens it down, and you probably get, like you said, you get to know that everyone's tight that way.
Yeah.
The all-season tires and winter tires are often confused as the same thing. And like we were just talking about with Ryan, we're coming into the winter. So could you shed some light on the real differences between the winter and all-season tires?
Well, Mitch, all-season tires are great all-around tires. They typically have mileage warranties ranging anywhere from 40,000 up through 100,000 miles. They're designed for anything you might encounter, but not any extreme. Some cities like Seattle, Washington, for example, they get some light snow, but not enough to really have snow tires.
Not enough to have to change your tires over because that's all you have all winter. But
exactly.
If you do get into that, they're capable of handling it on occasion.
Yes, to an extent. Here where we're at, we see more extreme seasons, and when we get some snow, you're definitely going to want to have the winter tires on there. Winter tires they consist of a softer rubber compound. They often have deeper tread to begin with.
And those little cuts or sipes, yes, I guess you call them?
They have much more aggressive siping than an all-season. And the whole idea behind a studless winter tire is that when the temperature drops below 45 degrees, the tread remains pliable. Yeah, unlike an all-season, which hardens up.
I heard that before. I never thought rubber, you think it's soft, it's sticky. Any rubber's rubber, that it is that way. But, when you get into the really colds, rubber actually almost becomes ceramic to some extent. And that's, you lose traction if you have the wrong compound tire on in the winter.
That's correct.
So if you really want to get that traction, definitely you want to contact Devin or his dad, Mitch, and I like his name. That's mine, too. And talk to them about the options that you have and get that set up before you get to the winter. It's going to be harder to the availability of tires, actually, people don't realize gets harder and harder to get them if you wait to the last minute to do that. One last thing on the subject of winter tires, my question would be, when do you put them on and when do you take them off?
Well, the law reads for studded tires October 1st through April 30th. Studless tires can run year-round, but I would recommend from first snow or late October through about April.